Have I found the Cadillac Cimarron of Holy Bibles? Hello again. Hopefully a very brief video today where I'm looking at a Bible I found at my local thrift sometime last year and haven't reviewed yet. And I'm going to call this the Cadillac Cimarron of Holy Bibles. If you're unfamiliar with the Cadillac Cimarron, this comes from the days where GM was really into rebadging all of their vehicles across all their lines so that there would be a Pontiac and a Buick equivalent of every Chevy vehicle. They took it to extremes, and probably their most embarrassing try at this was with a Chevy Cavalier, which was a fine entry-level vehicle, certainly. But entry-level it was, the lowest end of the GM production spectrum, and they took it upon themselves to slap some gold and shiny trim on it and call it the Cadillac Cimarron. And it was kind of an embarrassment that GM probably still hasn't lived down to this day. This Bible, okay, maybe not that bad. That seems a bit harsh, but this is the type of Bible that I would say is a mistake in that direction. This here is a King James Bible, red letter version edition, dictionary concordance, and it's produced by Christian Heritage Publishing. I'd not heard of that before. And it has this kind of puffy, pillowy, I don't know what they call that. Y'all probably know. There's a name for that. It's a leather-like. In fact, it says genuine bonded leather. So, like Chicken McNuggets that started out their life as a chicken before something horrible was done to them. This started out as leather before they did something horrible to it. So we've got the quote-unquote leather. We have this gold applied all over the place. In place of hubs, we've got almost indentations with that same gold foil type material. So it has some of the trappings of a high quality top of the line Bible. We have, it's a vinyl, it's pasted down, but they have this I don't know, supposed to mimic edge lined or stitching, I'm not sure. Has gold gilt all the way around. It has a single ribbon, kind of a sad ribbon, but it's there. And it has a kind of attractive head and tail bands. This green and yellow, or green and white possibly, that just maybe got yellowed. It's hard to see, but you can also see from this angle the text block is glued. It is not sewn, which is a big minus when it comes to quality. Also, the text itself, the printing isn't too bad. The paper is cheap, and there's ghosting. The red letter is particularly bad in this edition. It's faint, difficult on the eyes for somebody like me. I'm not a big fan of red letter anyway, but this one's some of the worst, and there's a lot of unevenness in the red letter. This is actually kind of dark, but there's a haziness, a fuzziness to the type. It's not very precise at all. So you can see this Bible hasn't had much use at all from what I can tell, and already we've got splitting at at both ends of the Bible. Just a Chevy Cavalier made to look like a Cadillac. By way of comparison, we have this Revised Standard Version that I found also at Thrift. I think this one was 25 cents or 50 cents. And this is a production of Living Age Meridian Books. Again, never heard of them. And this, as you can see, is a paperback. I like kind of the rose window 70s coloring there, 60s or 70s. Need to focus a little better on that. That's better. And just kind of comparing the text, much darker and bigger in this paperback RSV than in the Cimarron here. It's the page numbering. Hard to figure because they start over in the New Testament in this, so I won't be able to estimate how many pages each has. But the primary difference here, two primary differences. We have sewn binding. You can see those signatures really standing out there. And if you doubted that it was sewn, it does say here, this book is sewn for durability. Here for the first time in a quality paperback format is the Revised Standard Version of the Holy Bible. Printed on fine, thin, opaque, smooth paper in clear, easy-to-read, self-pronouncing type, etc., etc. Neither of these has much in the way of extras in the back. That has almost nothing. This does have a brief dictionary concordance. Not very comprehensive at all. So, primary differences, sewn binding, and it's not pretentious. It's not pretending to be a fancy Bible. This is like your house catches on fire, you call the fire department. You don't want a kid showing up in a plastic Halloween fireman costume. You want an actual fireman. This is like a costume of a fancy Bible that they've put on this. And it's just not a quality Bible. Meant to look like a quality Bible and fool you. And I mean, the cover is not bad. That'll probably hold up. But when the text block is glued and the printing isn't that great anyway, what's really the point of all this? But this, they didn't bother with making the outside look great. It's just a quality text block, printed nicely. This will far outlast this. The cover may last a long time on this, but what's inside of it will be falling out, assuming I ever used the thing, which probably is doubtful. Sorry, see, I'm being really negative. I shouldn't do that. I'm recording this on a Sunday. It's probably going to be released on a Sunday. Just, they should have thought it through a little better. But this, I wouldn't mind taking to church. It doesn't feel like I'm flexing, like I'm trying to impress somebody with my fancy Bible. It's just a simple RSV, built to last, not flexing, not showy. Just quality stuff. I'm going to call this maybe the Toyota Corolla of Bibles. Not much to look at, but will last forever. All right, so if you have found a Bible that you think is a Cadillac Cimarron of Bibles or equivalent, I'd like to hear about it. Or if you have one that isn't much to look at, but is a quality Bible that you think is the Toyota Corolla of Bibles, I'd like to hear that too. Thanks for joining me for this brief look at a couple of Bibles found at my local thrift. Probably be doing more of this type of thing, but as you've seen in my channel, I tend to venture all over the place. So come back, watch what you like, I appreciate you watching and commenting. Thanks for joining me today, and hope to see you again here next time.